Get ready, America. What we're about to experience is unlike anything we've seen in recent memory. The entire nation is on alert as a colossal winter storm barrels toward us, threatening to rewrite the record books and test our resilience. A winter storm of historic proportions is bearing down on us. Visible from space is a swirling mass of clouds stretching across the continent. Meteorologists are tracking its every move, and the warnings are clear. This is a once-in-a-generation event. This is not your average snow day. Over 200 million people, more than half the US population, will be directly impacted. From bustling city centers to quiet rural towns, no one is immune to the storm's reach. The storm stretches over 2,000 miles, from the Rockies to the East Coast, making it the largest winter event in years for many communities. Its path cuts a swath through the heart of America, blanketing state after state in snow, ice, and freezing rain. The National Weather Service has issued alerts for 175 million people, with 160 million bracing for snow, sleet, or freezing rain. Emergency notifications are lighting up phones and TV screens, urging everyone to prepare for the worst. This is a multifaceted threat. Heavy, wet snow that can weigh down trees and power lines, crippling ice that turns roads into skating rinks, and relentless precipitation that will test the limits of our infrastructure. And then, there's the brutal blast of Arctic air. Temperatures are set to plummet, with wind chills dropping well below zero in many areas. The cold will be dangerous, even life-threatening for those caught unprepared. The combination of these elements will cause widespread disruption for days. Travel will grind to a halt, schools and businesses will close, and daily routines will be upended as communities dig out from the aftermath. We're talking about snow that can snap tree limbs and bring down power lines, leaving neighborhoods in the dark and cold for hours or even days. Ice that can encase entire cities, making sidewalks and roads treacherous and trapping people in their homes. Emergency services may struggle to reach those in need, and record-breaking cold that follows, shattering temperature records and putting vulnerable populations at risk. The bitter chill will linger, making recovery even more challenging. The storm will touch 35 states, from Texas to Maine. Almost no one in the eastern two-thirds of the country will be left unaffected. From the deep south to New England, the impacts will be felt far and wide. Even rural communities, often accustomed to harsh winters, are taking extra precautions. Farmers are racing to protect livestock, and families are stocking up on essentials, knowing that help may be slow to arrive. Meteorologists are calling this a blockbuster event, a powerful low-pressure system pulling Gulf moisture into a frigid Arctic air mass. The collision of these forces is creating a perfect storm, one that will be analyzed and remembered for years to come. The stage is set for a weekend defined by Mother Nature's immense power. Lightning, thunder, and blinding snow will transform familiar landscapes into scenes of winter chaos. This isn't just about snow, it's about the dangerous mix of winter's worst. Power outages, impassable roads, and stranded vehicles will become all too common as the storm intensifies. Emergency responders are gearing up for a surge in calls, while families hunker down, hoping their preparations will be enough to weather the storm. For many, staying indoors will be the safest option. Preparation is critical. This is a storm that will be studied for years. Stocking up on food, water, and emergency supplies could make all the difference. Communities are coming together, neighbors helping neighbors, as everyone braces for what's to come. The numbers and the scope are staggering. America, brace yourself. This is more than just a weather event. It's a test of our strength, our preparedness, and our unity in the face of nature's fury. How will this monster storm unfold? Let's break down the timeline of this extraordinary weather event, as it sweeps from one side of the country to the other, impacting millions along its path. This is not just another winter storm, this is a coast-to-coast system, with the potential to disrupt daily life, travel, and infrastructure across vast regions of the United States. It began early Friday morning in the southern plains, where a potent low-pressure system collided with a mass of frigid Arctic air. As the sun rose, meteorologists watched as the system rapidly intensified, setting the stage for a dramatic weather event. The collision of these air masses created the perfect conditions for a sprawling winter storm to develop, with cold air plunging southward and moisture surging north from the Gulf of Mexico. The storm is on a determined march eastward, bringing heavy snow and significant freezing rain to Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Roads quickly became treacherous, with ice accumulating on highways and power lines. Residents in these areas face dangerous travel conditions, school closures, and the threat of power outages as the storm's first impacts were felt. As the system turns northeast, it sets its sights on the Appalachian Mountains and the densely populated I-95 corridor. This region, home to millions, braces for a mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. The storm's reach extends from rural mountain towns to major metropolitan areas, threatening to snarl traffic and disrupt weekend plans. The South faces the worst impacts Friday into Saturday, with heavy snow blanketing communities unused to such conditions. By Saturday night and into Sunday, the Mid-Atlantic, including Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, will be in the storm's crosshairs. Residents are urged to stay off the roads and prepare for rapidly changing conditions as snow and ice accumulate overnight. The Northeast and New England will feel the storm's full fury Sunday into Monday. Blizzard conditions are possible, with strong winds whipping snow into whiteouts and drifts. Cities like Boston and New York could see significant accumulations, while rural areas may become isolated by deep snow and impassable roads. Each region will experience the storm's peak at different times, but hazardous weather will last all weekend. From the first snowflakes in the south to the final gusts in New England, communities across the country will be digging out, shoveling, and coping with the aftermath. The storm's impacts will linger, with travel delays and cleanup efforts stretching into the new week. The key to this storm's power is the collision of southern moisture with northern cold, producing tremendous amounts of snow and ice. In some areas, ice could coat trees and power lines, leading to outages and hazardous conditions. The combination of heavy, wet snow and freezing rain makes this storm especially dangerous for both people and infrastructure. The low-pressure system acts like a giant vacuum, pulling warm, moist air northward and lifting it over sub-freezing Arctic air. This process creates bands of intense precipitation, with snow, sleet, and freezing rain falling depending on the temperature at different layers of the atmosphere. Meteorologists are closely monitoring these dynamics to predict where the heaviest impacts will occur. This classic track from the Gulf to the East Coast is notorious for producing major winter storms. History shows that storms following this path can paralyze cities, close airports, and leave millions without power. The current system is shaping up to be one of the most significant in recent years, with the potential to break records in some locations. The timeline is critical. Prepare now as the storm's impacts will be felt coast to coast. Stock up on essentials, check your emergency supplies, and stay informed with the latest forecasts. Authorities are urging everyone in the storm's path to take precautions and avoid unnecessary travel during the height of the storm. This is winter weather on a supercharged scale, a powerful reminder of nature's ability to unite the country under a single, awe-inspiring event. Stay safe, stay prepared, and watch as this historic storm leaves its mark from coast to coast. Some areas are about to get buried under extreme snowfall. The bullseye, the central and southern Appalachians, northwestern Virginia, West Virginia, and western Maryland could see up to 30 inches. Heavy snow will also hit the Texas Panhandle, Ozarks, and interior Northeast, with a foot or more possible. Even the southern plains, not used to major winter weather, could see 5 to 10 inches. Major cities like New York and Boston could see a foot, depending on the storm's track. This is heavy, wet snow, difficult to shovel, and likely to cause power outages. Travel will be dangerous or impossible. Stay home if you're in the path. Tens of millions will be digging out from historic snow totals. The most dangerous threat for many will be ice. A crippling ice storm is expected from Texas to the Carolinas, where rain freezes instantly on cold surfaces. Up to half an inch of ice could accumulate in areas like northeastern Texas, northern Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, and the Carolinas. This much ice snaps trees and power lines, causing widespread, long-lasting outages. Losing power during extreme cold is life-threatening. The double whammy ice knocks out power, then record-breaking cold moves in. Roads and bridges will become skating rinks. Travel will be nearly impossible. Even a thin glaze is treacherous. Major interstates may be shut down. Prepare for multi-day outages and stay off the roads. The ice threat is one of the storm's most perilous aspects. As if snow and ice weren't enough, a brutal blast of Arctic air is barreling southward, threatening to shatter temperature records and bring a new level of winter hardship. This isn't just another cold snap. This is a historic event, with the kind of cold that can paralyze entire regions and test the limits of our infrastructure and resilience. A dramatic dip in the polar vortex will unleash frigid air deep into the heart of the U.S., sending temperatures plummeting far below normal. Meteorologists are already warning that this Arctic outbreak could break long-standing records, especially across the southern plains and the mid-Atlantic, where such extreme cold is rare and communities are less prepared. In Dallas, the mercury may not climb above freezing for up to 60 consecutive hours, a stretch of cold not seen in decades. Meanwhile, cities like Washington, D.C. and Raleigh are bracing for their coldest temperatures in years, with wind chills making it feel even more bitter. For millions, this will be a test of endurance and preparation. With temperatures this low, any snow and ice that falls will stubbornly refuse to melt. Expect sidewalks and streets to become treacherous, coated in solid icy blocks that can linger for days. Black ice will be a hidden danger, especially at night, making travel hazardous and increasing the risk of accidents and injuries. In the north, wind chills could plunge to a staggering 40 to 50 degrees below zero. At these temperatures, exposed skin can freeze in just minutes, and frostbite becomes a real and immediate threat. The cold will bite through even the thickest layers, making outdoor activity extremely dangerous. The safest place to be is indoors. If you must venture outside, bundle up in multiple layers, cover every inch of exposed skin, and limit your time outdoors as much as possible. Heed all warnings and advisories. This is not the time to take chances with your safety. The relentless cold will put enormous strain on power grids, increasing the risk of outages just when heat is needed most. Pipes can freeze and burst, leading to costly water damage and leaving homes without running water. Utility crews will be stretched thin, working around the clock to restore services in dangerous conditions. Cleanup will be slow and difficult, with icy conditions making every step a challenge. For those without power or heat, the danger is even greater. Emergency shelters may be the only refuge. Community support and preparedness will be crucial in the days ahead. This cold is not just a passing inconvenience, it's a serious, lingering threat that will impact daily life, health, and safety for millions. Stay alert for emergency updates and be ready to adapt as conditions change. Now is the time to take precautions. Prepare your home, gather emergency supplies, and check on neighbors, especially the elderly and vulnerable. This Arctic blast will outlast the storm itself, so plan for several days of extreme cold. The crisis is compounding. Snow, ice, and now, life-threatening cold. Only by working together and staying vigilant can we weather this historic Arctic outbreak. This storm targets major cities across the country. Dallas, Austin, Oklahoma City, Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, and Charlotte all face dangerous snow and ice. Limited resources in the south could mean prolonged shutdowns. The storm then intensifies up the East Coast, hitting D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. Even cities used to snow will struggle with the combination of heavy snow, strong winds, and bitter cold. These are critical hubs for travel, business, and shipping. Disruption will ripple nationwide. From Texas energy to New York finance, the impact will be broad and significant. Everyone in these cities must prepare for major disruptions. Travel this weekend will be dangerous, often impossible. Heavy snow, crippling ice, and high winds will shut down major interstates like I-10, I-20, I-35, and more. Air travel will be hit hard, with thousands of flight cancellations, especially at southern hubs, like Dallas, Memphis, and Atlanta. These airports lack the desing resources of northern cities, making recovery slow. Airlines have issued travel waivers. Check your flight status before heading out. Even if flights aren't canceled, expect major delays. On the roads, black ice and whiteout conditions will make driving treacherous. Stranded vehicles can quickly become life-threatening in the extreme cold. Emergency officials urge, stay home and off the roads. Don't put yourself or first responders at risk. This is a travel meltdown. Avoid it if at all possible. In winter storms, a single degree can change everything. The line between rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow is razor thin and depends on the exact temperature profile. Transition zones from North Texas through the Carolinas and Mid-Atlantic are especially uncertain. A slight shift in the storm's track can mean a foot of snow or a crippling ice storm. Prepare for the worst-case scenario if you're near these zones. Power outages and hazardous roads are likely. Even the south faces risks. Thunderstorms and isolated severe weather are possible along the Gulf and Atlantic coasts. Stay tuned to local forecasts as the storm evolves. Preparation is essential for your safety. Stay informed, keep your phone charged, and have a battery-powered weather radio. Prepare an emergency kit with 3 days food and water, flashlights, and fresh batteries. Avoid candles. Use flashlights for light. Operate generators safely. Never indoors or near windows. Dress in layers. Close off unused rooms, and have extra blankets ready. Let faucets drip to prevent frozen pipes. Open cabinet doors under sinks. Know where your main water shutoff valve is. Bring pets indoors, and check on vulnerable neighbors. Stay off the roads. First responders will be stretched thin. Hazardous conditions will persist long after the storm passes. Hunker down, stay safe, and stay warm. Together, we can ride out this historic storm.